Well, it happened. It happened. Nobody thought it would happen, but it happened. Hello Games came out and said, hey, we've actually been working on No Man's Sky ever since we released it, and so here, have a big update. But is it too late? Let's discuss. What's up, guys? My name is ingeniousclown, and you know what? I don't know if I care about No Man's Sky enough to really put enough effort into this video. At least that's what I was thinking, and it still might be true. I don't know. You be the judge. But I figured I'd just dive into the game and check out this awesome update that they decided to drop on us. How long? 3 months? It's only been 3 months? A little over 3.5 months after it was released, after an extended period of silence. A period of silence so large, in fact, that it was a meme on the No Man's Sky subreddit. For a few weeks, there would be just a daily shitpost where it would say something along the lines of, days since Sean Murray last tweeted about No Man's Sky, 91. And I think that's about as high as it got. I think it got a little bit higher than that, but it became a joke. It became a joke how quiet they were about the game. Everybody thought that Hello Games took the money and abandoned it, and you can't really blame people for thinking such a thing. Because, let's be honest, a silent developer doesn't really instill the most positivity in the audience. We got no confirmation of updates. We got nobody saying, hey, Hello Games is still a thing. Nothing. But whatever, they came out, they dropped the update. They're like, hey, yeah, we're still alive, we're still working. Hopefully you like it. So a lot of people dove back into the game. And Steam charts looks good. It's nowhere near where its high point was whenever it first launched, which it's never gonna reach those highs ever again. But anyway, it's seen a more than 1,000 increase in its peak player count on Steam, and has been maintaining thousands of players at a time, which is something. It's something. Needless to say, this update and this sudden realization that Hello Games is still working on the game has inspired a lot of people to go back to the game and either just try the update out or re-immerse themselves in the game or what have you. And that's great. I'm not gonna put you down for liking this game or enjoying the game or enjoying the update or anything, but for me, look, I tried to dive into the game and I think I had spent too much time in it the first time around. So as I dove back into the game, trying to get my handle on the building mechanics and the base building mechanics and inviting people to your base, all those memories just came flooding back to me. Like, I only spent 12 hours in No Man's Sky before I was just like, ugh, I've had enough. The gameplay was boring, repetitive, the inventory sucked, traveling was slow and boring. I mean, past a few scenic views, there wasn't really anything to hold my interest. And honestly, for me, it seems like none of that has changed. At the very least, you now have sort of a goal in like making your base awesome, but there's so many other games where you can do that. Plus, the core of the gameplay hasn't really changed enough for me to want to dive back in and just do it all again. Going from planet to planet, hoping that you find a planet that has the things that you need, hoping the thing that you need isn't super rare, hoping that the planet that you're about to land on isn't complete garbage, and then just farming and wasting all of your inventory space on trying to build warp cells and having to remake warp cells and recharge all of your equipment. And granted, they've added a mechanic that makes charging things a little quicker than it used to be, which is good for you, Hello Games. Good for you. It's just, is it too late? Is it too late for No Man's Sky for the majority of players? I mean, Steam chart seems to say yes. I mean, while there was a 1,000+% increase in total concurrent players, that's still like 1,000% below what the game launched at. So when it comes to No Man's Sky, I have a feeling that most players are in my camp when it comes to this update. It's like, yeah, cool, you've made an update. Yeah, cool, it's adding some features. But look, I've already spent enough time in the game. It's not fun. It's kind of pretty, but I don't enjoy it. And that's all that I felt whenever I was playing No Man's Sky, to get the footage for this game and gather the experience so I could at least talk a little bit about this update. But in the end, I realized that I just don't care about this game anymore. And unfortunately for Hello Games, I think that this is where a majority of people are going to lie when it comes to these updates. And if other updates that Hello Games decides to drop on this game in the future are similarly large, if they don't change the core gameplay of No Man's Sky, if they don't make it more exciting, if they don't make more things to discover, then there's not going to be any real reason to come back. Sure, you can build a base, but the novelty of that is going to wear off. Sure, you can have a freighter in the sky, but the novelty of that's going to wear off. Now all you do is you're adding visiting space stations for another reason other than just to collect supplies and inventory space, because now you can hire NPCs to take to your base. And while I'm on those NPCs, when I went to the space stations, I don't have any footage of it here, but when I went to the space stations and I went to those rooms that usually had one lonely alien hanging out all by himself, usually on his computer, just tapping away like your family members in the middle of a fucking Thanksgiving dinner when you're supposed to be having a good time together. You all know the people I'm talking about. Instead of that one alien by himself, he's sitting there with 2, maybe 3 of his peers, maybe not all the same race. It doesn't matter, but they're pretty much all doing the same thing. They're sitting there like freaking statues, animatronics. Actually, they're pretty much animatronics. They just sit in one spot and they do the same movements over and over again. Ugh. And it somehow makes the game feel even more fake than it did before, even more sterile, even more plastic. It's weird to me how it takes even more out of it. And part of the reason why it takes even more out of it for me is you're traveling around the freaking galaxy trying to learn these alien languages. And you visit this knowledge stone, you visit the diamond in the sky. I don't remember, it's Atlas. You visit Atlas and he gives you words. There's words all over the floor that you have to chase around like some cat chasing a laser pointer or something. But you learn all these words just so you can communicate with these aliens. And now these new aliens that are on the space station that you're supposed to hire for your base, they speak perfect English. And somehow it feels like that invalidates my whole journey to talk to these other aliens. If you're gonna sit there and talk to me in your native language, while this guy over here has the respect to speak to me in my native language because I don't have the respect to learn his. It sounded a little racist, I'm sorry. But if he's gonna talk to me in my native language, why the hell should I talk to you? I don't know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. It makes the game feel even more arbitrary. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean. Contrived. It makes the game feel even more contrived than it did before, and it felt pretty contrived to begin with, considering how static all the aliens are. But the bases are kind of cool, I guess. And I can see a lot of potential in those. And I think that also bothers me a lot because it kind of gives you a glimpse at what there could have been. I mean, occasionally you'll find a decently sized little outpost in the middle of some planet somewhere. But as far as I remember, they're never multi-leveled. You can build a multi-level one. I don't remember ever seeing any square ones. You don't see any huge towering structures for you to explore. There could have been so much more. But whatever. I've said everything that there is to say about No Man's Sky at this point. But somehow this update, while it adds some neat features, it takes away some of the little charm that it had to begin with. Plus the fact I'm already just burned out on the gameplay. But I will say this, No Man's Sky today is more worth the money than it was when it launched. And that, at least, is a good thing. If they keep adding these big content and feature patches, and if the price drops, then I'm pretty sure No Man's Sky is going to eventually reach that sweet spot where people are going to be happy to pay for it. But we'll see, only time can tell. As it is right now, pretty much every feature that it has just feels like it was tacked on. And if you don't know what I mean by tacked on, just imagine like your favorite first-person shooter game, whether it be multiplayer focused or single player focused. And then if it's like a multiplayer focused game, it'll have a tacked on single player that's just eh. Or if it's a single player focused game like BioShock 2 and had a multiplayer mode, it's just eh. Like none of it's really stand out. I don't know, like I said, I've said enough about No Man's Sky. Thought I was never gonna make another video on this game ever again. I don't know. Maybe the next patch I'll make yet another one. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. At this point, the way I felt trying to go back into the game after this patch, chances are pretty bad. But hey, if building's your thing, and if you can stand No Man's Sky gameplay again, I'd re-download the game, give it a shot, because the building mechanics are pretty interesting at the very least. And it reminds me quite a lot of Subnautica's building, in a way. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop talking now. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Was the patch too late? Should they have waited to release it till at least this patch was ready? Or maybe even the next patch? Should they just like unrelease the game? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button on your way out. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Twitter at ingeniousclown and hit that subscribe button for more awesome gaming content here in the future. And I'll see you next time.